Hi there, thanks for joining us. If you are an American who's looking to come to Canada to work or to visit family or to come as a tourist, but you have a criminal conviction, something like a DUI, for instance, what are your options for getting into Canada, given that Canada's immigration authorities will likely not grant you entry if you've had a criminal conviction? What then are going to be your options? Stay with us. We'll have more information on this after the break. And as always, remember, like this video so others may see more videos like this. Subscribe to our channel so that you may get more notifications when we release videos like this. And check us out on our website at go.gooselaw.com. I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Donovan Francis, and I'm a Canadian immigration lawyer, and I help skilled workers who are already inside Canada and those who are outside Canada to become Canadian permanent residents without having to deal with all of the complicated immigration rules that are part of that process. If you are an American who is looking to come to Canada, not necessarily as a permanent resident, but wanting to come here to work, you need a work permit because your employer requires you to come to Canada to work, or if you have family here who you need to visit, or if you want to come as a tourist. But if you have a criminal conviction, that will likely impact your chances of being able to enter Canada. Under Canada's immigration laws, having a criminal conviction in most cases is going to render you inadmissible, meaning you'd automatically would not be admitted into Canada because of certain criminal convictions. And therefore, given that, what are going to be your options? There will always be options, but you need to understand what these options are likely going to be and who would be eligible and who would not be eligible. And so if you have a relatively minor criminal conviction from the US, and you have, and that offense or that conviction occurred more than 10 years ago, then it is likely that you may be able to apply for what's called deemed rehabilitation. And this is pretty much where you would tell the Canadian immigration officer when you arrive at the port of entry that this occurred more than 10 years ago. You'd provide documentation. Typically, we help our clients with these kinds of documentation, just proving that the offense was a single offense, it was a minor offense, and it happened more than 10 years ago. You then would be eligible for what's called deemed rehabilitation, okay? So that's going to be option one, and that's going to be the best situation to be in if you've had a prior conviction, something like a DUI, for instance. The second option available to you is that you may be able to apply for a full rehabilitation if 5 years have passed since you were convicted of the offense and since you completed whatever sentencing or fines that would have been associated with that conviction. If 5 years have passed, then you may be able to apply for a full rehabilitation, but that is a much more thorough process. That application would have to be made through a consular office, and it's going to take a long time. The government is going to do a weighing of the pros and cons of granting you a full rehabilitation. But if you were able to secure full rehabilitation, then that would remove the criminal conviction as an issue stopping you, preventing you from entering Canada. So a full rehabilitation is going to be an option provided you meet the eligibility requirements. The third option, and perhaps one of the quickest, or perhaps the quickest of the three, is going to be the option for you to apply for what's called a temporary resident permit, a TRP. Now, this is different from a work permit. It's separate. And even if you were successful with getting a TRP, you still would need a work permit if your intention is to come here to work. But in essence, a temporary resident permit allows somebody who is otherwise inadmissible to enter Canada, usually for specific periods of time. And this is issued after the officer makes a determination that granting you entry into Canada will not pose a significant harm or significant danger or significant risk to Canada, and that the purpose of your visit to Canada warrants you being allowed into Canada. And so this typically is going to be issued to persons who are coming to perform job duties. You know, their companies are sending them here to work, and the tasks that they're going to be completing in Canada is critical. Then the officer will do an assessment and assess that against whether or not the nature of the conviction that you or convictions that you've had in the past were significant enough to pose a detriment or danger or harm to the Canadian society. So a TRP is going to be an option available to you. It's something that can be applied for at the port of entry, and you do not have to wait for however long it otherwise would take for you to get it if it were not made at the port of entry. So that's going to be an option available to you if you are an American national wanting to come to Canada, but you are concerned about a criminal conviction that you might have had. The TRP is going to be an option. If 10 years have passed, then deemed rehabilitation is going to be an option. And if 5 years have passed since you've completed the sentence or paid the fine and committed the offense, then you may be able to apply for full rehabilitation, which is much more extensive. It's going to be a more detailed evaluation, and it's going to take a much longer time for a decision to be made. But those are going to be your options if you are a US national wanting to come to Canada, but you are concerned about a previous criminal conviction. So if you have any of these kinds of issues, you may want to reach out to us and let us help you navigate them so that you may be able to make your trip to Canada without encountering significant issues. All right. Thanks for staying with us throughout this video. As always, remember to like our videos so other people may see more videos like this. Subscribe to our channel so that you may get more videos like this. And visit us at go.gooselaw.com. Thank you.